Are we live? Is it happening? Woo! Welcome to Cosmic Comfort, everybody. It is so good to see you. It's been a few weeks since we've been here. And it's time, isn't it? We've had quite a week, so we have a lot of comfort that is needed. It's really good to see you. So I want to welcome you. Is anybody new to Cosmic Comfort? You know, we now have quite a... oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Kristen, for that. We now have quite a little Cosmic Comfort family. And so I'm wondering if anybody is new. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. I want to tell you, so this was supposed to be kind of a summertime thing. And then we're like, well, let's just keep going. We still need comfort. And so now my question to you is, and Amy's here, she's new, wonderful. Leo's new, Jess is new, Melissa's new. Hi, everybody. Kendall's new, wonderful. And so I see you. My question to you is, do you want to keep going? I enjoy it, but I also know that things sort of sometimes reach their natural conclusion, and I'm not one to keep things alive if it's not relevant. So I would just really love your feedback. If you say, you know what, this has been great, and I think we've gotten to where we need to be, then I'm. Sharon says, I'm old. I'm old too, Sharon. Hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm old. In any case, if you would like for this to continue, I'm happy to keep providing it. But I'm also really open to feedback. So if you say, yeah, I've got all the comfort I need, we can move on to something new and different. And so it looks like you like it. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, and the thing is, from my perspective, it's still needed because I think there's still sort of a generalized, what I would call a generalized anxiety in our world right now. And I think a lot of people are looking for places to, well, that's wonderful. Jazz says this has become the new weekly ritual. I love that. And, Keisha's point that she needs sort of a midweek meditation. I think sometimes too, I kind of like the day. Do you like it on Wednesdays? I kind of feel like it breaks up the week a little bit so that by the time you see me and we're here, you're like, okay, we made it to hump day, And the other thing I like about it too, that's wonderful. David says that he loves looking forward to it. It makes me really happy. The other thing I think about it that's beautiful for me too is we pray here at Sage Goddess on Wednesdays. It's sort of a day of prayer. So it's interesting because in so many ways, this is almost like a live prayer circle, optional as it would be, for you to join if you need it, and then you don't have to if you don't need it. So, okay, so my intention then is that we'll keep going, and we're just going to call it Cosmic Comfort, and it's whatever week it is. And what I'm going to continue to do, if that's okay with you, is just to continue to feel into what this needs to be, because there's a different energy to every week. And we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to talk tonight about Las Vegas, and we're going to talk about our generalized sadness that such things continue to occur, and also sort of hold space for those who were affected by that terrible tragedy. I also want to say more broadly, interesting, Beth says, my mother works in a hospital and a huge spike happened after the Vegas attack for panic and anxiety. There's so much anxiety in the world. I think it's true. And even if you're not directly impacted by the natural disasters or the events like we saw unfold in Las Vegas, even if you're not directly affected, don't think that you're not affected. I was saying this week in one of my classes, we are all related. We are all related. Like family. I mean, think of it that way. I'm sort of a cousin to you, right? Energetically. And so when something happens to me, it affects you. And when something happens to you, it affects me. And I think when we pretend like that's not happening, oh, sweet Jorge and Annette and Tustin, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot. So tonight the theme is peace. And I asked my team if we could do a little gift for you, because the number one stone for peace in the entire mineral kingdom is lepidolite. And I happen to have quite a bit of it in tumbled form right now. So if you say peace, this is just for 24 hours. If you place an order at sagegoddess.com, which is how I can give you a gift, because that way I have your address and everything else to ship it to you. If you place any order in the next 24 hours and you say peace in your notes, I'm going to send you a free piece of peace. Lepidolite is myconized lithium. This is lithium, just like you would take in a pill. And you can sit and just rub your stone, and it really does help. It is the most powerful stone for depression and anxiety that you can possibly work with. So peace is the word, and you'll just get a free piece of peace in your order. I thought that would be a nice gift. That's beautiful. Arterian says the Maoris say that when one hurts, all hurt. Isn't it true? When one of us hurts, all of us hurt. And I think we're becoming more empathic as a society. Do you know what I mean? I find that it used to be that people didn't automatically gather and want to connect and want to express and want to relate with each other when difficult times happen. Now, when something happens like one of these shootings or a natural disaster, I feel like a lot of us just automatically circle and start sending up the prayers and holding the space and opening the container and pouring our energy in and calling upon source to move through us and to channel. And like we almost know what to do. We've developed this metaphysical emergency response system. Have you noticed? It's almost like we go right into action. And then the sad reality is things are happening more frequently that are causing us to have to rally. We don't live in the same world that we did when I was young. You know, I'm 44. And I grew up in a world where we talked about nuclear conflict, of course, you know, but it wasn't quite in such an urgent way, and it wasn't a daily conversation. And I also didn't grow up in a world where there were mass shootings, you know, as frequently as there are and all of these things. I didn't grow up in that world. And so I think a lot of us, what's interesting is our ancestors grew up in a more violent world, right? Like my parents went through war. And so for them, you know, living in a constant state of anxiety, while it's not welcome, it isn't unfamiliar. Do you know what I mean? If you lived through war, then you're not as shocked by current events. But I will say that I do believe no matter what happens in our world, that there is reason to be optimistic. There is reason to feel secure. There is reason to feel peaceful. I really, truly believe that. So for your lepidolite, if you order anything in the next 24, it's peace, P-E-A-C-E, because that's what this brings, is a little bit of peace to you. Plus, it's my favorite color. I love anything purple. Sorry, my hands are dirty. I've been playing with rocks today, so you're going to see all kinds of, and I've been smudging today. So I'm going to start right there. I'm going to take us in with a smudge. I would encourage you to smudge too. White sage is the smudge of the day. We have a full moon tomorrow. Hopefully you're planning to be with me tomorrow for full moon ritual starting right at 6 o'clock Pacific time. We have a beautiful blood moon ritual planned for you. The October full moon is always magic. We're doing a drum journey tomorrow night. We're working with the higher selves, the spirit guides, and the ancestors tomorrow night. So we have a really, really, really special ritual planned for you. I have a very special ritual planned for you, and I'm looking forward to being with you tomorrow night. Oh, I love that. Alice's granddaughter's name is Violet. If I had been more mindful, it's funny because when I was pregnant with my daughter, I just knew her name was Zoe. I didn't even give it a second's worth of thought. Zoe in Greek means life, and I just knew that if I ever had a daughter, that her name would be Zoe. But in hindsight, I look back and I'm like, I see all these beautiful names like Violet. You know, it's like, oh, that name, just saying that name Violet makes me happy. So it's a gorgeous name, and I'm sure she's a gorgeous girl to match. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Pamela. She's outside enjoying right now, as you should be. Whew. And I've been working with my Cosmic Comfort Mist. We just made a couple of little products for this work, which just clear the energy of the space. Little lavender essential oil, a little rose. It's grounding, it's uplifting, and so I think that's a good one to work with, just to infuse your space with some scent, some essential oils. Oh, I love that. Yeah, Pluto, if you have Pluto in the 12th house, violet is actually the aromatherapy for you for that particular magical placement. So cool. Yeah, no, violet's a gorgeous name. Oh, I love that. Oh, you guys are so inspiring to me. Okay, so for tonight, I want to say a couple of things, and then I'm going to move us into a meditation to connect us with the energy stream of peace. And I'm going to try to give you a sensory experience of peace tonight. I also want to tell you that on my personal Facebook page under Athena Paracas, if you go to my personal Facebook page, I posted it as public so you can see it. Sometimes on my page, I post privately, but today I posted publicly. I do a guided meditation for my children every night before sleep. I do a couple of different ones for them. Their favorite is called Head to Toe. And so I recorded it and put it in YouTube as a free gift. And so whether you're having a hard time sleeping, or one of your children or grandchildren or niece or nephew or sister or brother is having a hard time sleeping, you are so welcome to go to my personal page and then get the YouTube link and listen to it and play it. And hopefully it's a blessing to you and a blessing to... Oh, I love that. Maria played it for her kids tonight and they loved it. It really was, I designed it for my kids because it's about the length of their attention span and they're able to follow it. So if you got it, and I would love your feedback if it helps you to sleep better or helps to comfort or calm others in your life. That's hugely rewarding for me. So enjoy my little gift to you for today. I loved it. Honestly, with things like that, I feel like there's no better gift I can give you. Do you know what I mean? Like the gift of something to bring you back to center. And there's a fun it starts with what I call my worry box. Because whenever my kids are anxious or afraid or something's going on at school and they can't get it out of their head, I always tell them, okay, here's my worry box. You can put all your worries right in here. So you're worried about your friend, you're worried about school tomorrow, you're worried about that test, you're worried about, put them all in here and we're going to close it. And you can have your worries back later. And then that helps them sort of get to sleep because it helps them voice everything that they're concerned about. And then the idea is I take it away energetically just for a minute. And I always say you can have all your worries back tomorrow. You just can't have them tonight. But we adults, we need that too, right? I mean, wouldn't you feel better too if I said, hey, Mariah, give me all your worries and put them all in the worry box and you can have them all back tomorrow. But for tonight, you're not going to worry about anything. Oh, I love that. Amanda's grandmother used to do that too. And you can even do a real thing. You can actually make a box, go, find a box, like a shoe box, cover it in some pretty paper or something and have everybody write down what their actual worries are and put them in the box. That can be very fulfilling too. Shannon's like, I need an extra large box. Some of us, our worries are kind of big. And so do they fit in a box? I don't know. But anyway, something to think about. That's true. Your troubles will always be there, whether you focus on them tonight or not. Okay. So I want you to roll your shoulders back. I want you to call your energy into present time. Just for the next, I have you for the next, 20, 25 minutes. Just want you to give yourself the gift of being here with me just for a few minutes. I want you to notice your posture, sit up nice and straight, roll your shoulders back. Really notice your posture. Posture is important in meditation because you want a nice energy flow. And if you're not sitting nice and upright, if your energy centers aren't open and aligned, so we don't want slumpy, right? We want to sit up nice and straight, roll your shoulders back. Take a nice deep cleansing breath and release completely out of the diaphragm on the exhale. I hear you, Rita. Rita's like, maybe a shipping container for a worry box. No doubt, right? That's truly my pleasure, you guys. I believe part of the reason I'm here is to bring comfort and awareness where it is needed. And I do my very best. So thank you for that. So just rolling your shoulders back, opening the diaphragm. I want to call in our guides tonight, guardian angels, guides, ascended masters, and beings of light. I want to call in ancestors who might be willing to work with us this evening as we tap into the energy stream of peace. Tonight, we're going to work on personal peace because I think that's really important for this week. We've done more kind of global intentions, in recent weeks, but tonight really feels like it's about you and it's about us tonight. And I think this is a meditation really designed to connect you to your personal peace, the peace that comes to you from within. I will tell you that I think your spiritual practice is always going to be where you come back to find peace. For me, it's always been my relationship with God. However you think of your creator, I do believe that whether you believe in God or you think about, ascended masters or guardian angels, I do believe that the cleanest experience of peace, the fullest experience of peace is a spiritual experience. Because here's the reality. We are human. Thank you for that, Prashita. I appreciate it. We are human and life is never going to be perfect. It isn't possible. There's always going to be something, right? Some reason to be stressed out, some reason to be anxious, some reason to feel afraid. And that's because you're human and having a human experience in a complex planet, I should say. I mean, truly, truly a complex planet. And so it isn't going to be possible for you to feel good all the time. I don't even think that's an appropriate aspiration. It's just not realistic. But I do think you have a birthright to peace. Peace doesn't mean you feel great all the time. Peace doesn't mean you don't have any problems. And peace doesn't mean that you walk around in a bubble or that you put on a show for people. That is not what peace is. Peace is at your core. And you know whether you're in peace or out of peace, in my experience, by whether you're sleeping at not or not at night. Have you noticed that? Like, you can be stressed all day, but if you have peace in your heart, you're sleeping at night. If you're stressed all day and then you're up all night, it's because there's some sense of peace missing from the center of you, from the core of you. And so how do we get back to that peace? Absolutely. I believe that with all my heart. Okay, so rolling shoulders back. And so spirit guides, guardian angels, great spirit, God or goddess, however you think of the one who breathed the breath of life into you when you arrived on this planet, however you think of that force. Tonight we come before you and we ask that you show us peace, a peace that transcends the moment, a peace that transcends the week, a peace that transcends our personal problems, our family dynamics and situations, a peace that transcends our health and well-being, a peace that transcends our personal goals and objectives and desires, a peace that can anchor us throughout our lives at every point, no matter what is happening within us or outside of us. Nothing should be able to shake you from that peace. Nothing should be able to shake you from that peace. And so I open this beautiful sacred container with so much gratitude tonight. So I'm going to light my prayer candle as we begin. And I would like to ask the guides and the guardian spirits and the ancestors, all this peace energy that we will raise together tonight. I would really love it. Oh, I love reading that, Tina K. She says, need all the peace I can get. 9 months pregnant at 43 years old. Happy delivery to you on Friday. I will be thinking of you as you bring that beautiful baby into the world. Congratulations to you. And so I'd like to ask the guides and the guardian spirits, as we raise this energy tonight, please pass this peace forward. This energy of peace that we raise tonight, please pass this peace forward to everyone affected by the tragic events in Las Vegas. Please pass this peace forward to their friends, their family, their loved ones who are grieving. Please pass this peace forward to those who may have helped them, first responders, people on the scene who may still be grieving, still be processing. Please pass this peace forward to the entire city of Las Vegas, which has been rocked by this. I know many people who live there, friends and family. No one has left this situation unaffected on some level. And so we just pass this torch of peace tonight. We ask that Great Spirit and all of the guides that you pass this peace through us and past us and to them, so that the energy that we raise here tonight really can be a blessing to those who need it most in this moment. Also sending this beautiful blanket of peace to the entire nation, to Puerto Rico. We are sending all of this peace, all of this healing that we are calling in tonight to all of you, to our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico who need our support, who need to know that we are there, who need to feel our presence. We are sending it to everyone in the British Virgin Islands, Florida, the entire Gulf Coast, places that still are rebuilding and recovering from all of the storms. We can't let them go or forget. And I want to ask that this peace be passed forward to everyone who's watching live now, everyone who will watch the recording later, so it's not synchronous. Just breathing this breath of peace and pushing it through and beyond us to everyone who can use it and who needs it tonight. They may not even know where it's coming from. And that's okay. They don't need to know where it's coming from. It is coming from all sides and all corners directly to them. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And that's a beautiful mantra, by the way, if you're working with your mala, just to go through right now. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti. Whew. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Okay. Thank you for that. Now, oh, sweet Jessica, her client lost his cousin, and mom of Jessica, who is mom of 4 kids. Blessings to Jessica and her entire family, and to your cousin, Jessica Hicks. We are with you. You are here. We are here. You are here. And we are together. And how lucky we are. Shanti means peace. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Isn't that beautiful? Speaking of beautiful girls' names, wouldn't that be a girl's name and a half? Shanti. Okay. And so I want you to imagine right where you are right now. This is one of my favorite little meditations to help teach you how to transfer states of awareness, okay, which is what we're doing. We're going to jump from our current experience of life today, where we are right now, and we're going to jump to an energy stream of peace tonight. I'm going to teach you how to do this. And with this exercise, you don't just have to jump to an energy stream of peace. You can jump to an energy stream of health. You can jump to an energy stream of happiness. You can jump to an energy stream of partnership. Whatever it is you're trying to create, there's an energy stream for that. And I'm going to teach you how to get from where you are to where you would like to be. But we're going to do it with peace tonight. If you decide to redo this exercise and try jumping to an energy stream of healing or jumping to an energy stream of abundance or whatever it is, you can use the exact same exercise and then just call in a different energy stream. So I want you to imagine where you are right now and look down at your legs and your feet. Like really take a moment to notice your own presence. I'm looking down at my little toes. And I want you to imagine that you are standing. I always use lily pad. I don't know why, but I want you to imagine that you somehow are standing weightless on a beautiful lily pad in the middle of a beautiful lake or river. You are standing on your own perfect lily pad. And maybe there are beautiful lotus flowers blooming all around you, but I want you to imagine that you are standing on your own little beautiful lily pad in the middle of the most beautiful river or lake or small body or of water or stream. You could even be standing just in a beautiful pond, but you are on your own little beautiful little lily pad island. And I want you to notice every detail. Notice the edges of the lily pad. Notice the beautiful lotus flowers around you. Maybe there's sunlight on the water that's sort of turning the water gold. Maybe there's a beautiful scent in the air of incense or a beautiful perfume. Maybe you're smelling the beautiful lotus flowers that are floating around you. With meditation, the more detail you can imagine and see in your mind, the more you can crystallize it, the deeper your meditation goes. So it's really important that you can really visualize all the details. So where's your little lily pad? What does it look like? What's floating around you? What's the temperature like? And I want you to visualize across this little body of water, I want you to visualize another lily pad just floating in the water. And there's nothing on it, but that lily pad across the water from you, I want you to imagine that that is the lily pad of peace. And over on that lily pad, I want you to take a moment and I want you to decorate it. Okay? Oh, I love that so much. Thank you, Lori, for your comment in the feed. I see you. I do. I want you to decorate your other lily pad that we're going to jump to in a minute. This is full of peace. This lily pad that you're moving to, all that exists there is peace. Maybe there's white lotus flowers around it, and maybe there's beautiful white rose petals floating on top of it because white roses are the color of peace. And maybe what else is on there? You might see a frog, or you might see a fish, swimming by, or a beautiful dragonfly. I love that suggestion, right? Little golden fish. And it should feel very tranquil to you, almost like there's nothing that exists around that lily pad except just the sound of flowing water and maybe some wind through the trees or the leaves around it. But that's it. You can't even hear anything else. And I want you to lift your vision and see what else is around and make it as calm and clean and organized. Because again, visions of peace are always orderly visions. When there's too much clutter and too much going on, we don't feel peaceful. You want spaciousness. So I want you to imagine that there's nothing around this lily pad that you're going to jump to in a minute. There's nothing around it except everything that is beautiful. Jackie says there's a turtle there. Dawn is hearing bumblebees buzzing. Carmen is seeing turtles too. And the dragonflies, which are all totem spirits of well-being, of good fortune, of happiness, of protection. So these are all beautiful symbols. Hummingbirds also. You might also see hummingbirds in your vision. They're always harbingers of good energy. They bring messages of new arrivals, usually something really prosperous for you. And let them all be there. Whatever your totem animals are, invite them all in. I always invite peacock when I do this because peacock is protection. You know, the eyes on the peacock feathers come from Argus and Hera in Greek mythology. And Hera put all of the eyes on the peacock feather to watch her after Argus was killed. It's a long story, but anyway, the eyes are on the peacock to protect Hera, and that's where it comes from. Praying mantis, water lilies, there's a lion, Kelly's got bunnies, I like that. And you might, and butterflies, oh, for sure. Beautiful butterflies, you know, just sort of quietly, gently moving. So I want you to come back to your lily pad now that you have decorated this beautiful one that you're about to move to. I want you to come back to your lily pad. And I want you to be present to what's happening on your lily pad right now. And don't dwell on it too long, but try to come up with 3 keywords. What's happening on your lily pad? It could be fear, stress, anxiety. It could be, you know, work stress and, I don't know, something going on with your family or with your children or with your parents or with your brother or with your aunt or with your, whatever's happening on your lily pad, I want you to name it. I always say name it to tame it. When you name things, they don't seem as stressful. Have you noticed that? Things get stressful when you're not handling it, when you're not communicating about it. As soon as you name stuff, you automatically ratchet down the stress level. Like talking about your problems always makes them better. So I appreciate that. Mary Lisa says confusion, like what's happening in your own space, and try to articulate that. Oh, I love that. Melody says under her other lily pad are stones and crystals. I love that. Lack of organization, some chaos might be happening. And so once you have named what's happening on your lily pad, toxicity, instability, worries, loneliness, anxiety, financial stress, name it to tame it. I'm telling you, once you name things, you take their ability to scare you away. Things are only scary when they're in your head and you're not telling anybody about it. Okay, so stress about your home life situation, grandmother energy, politics, all the things, right? Okay, and now I want you to name the 3 energies that are going to exist on this other lily pad for you. Peace is one of them, because it has to be. But what else do you want to experience as you move? So you've named what's right here on this lily pad where you are right now. And if it's anxiety, try to get underneath that a little bit. Like try to name it more specifically, what's causing the anxiety. If it's fear, what's causing the fear? When you, in order to name it and tame it, you have to really articulate what it is. You know what I mean? Because if you don't get underneath what the bigger picture issue is, then you won't really understand what's happening and you won't be able to fix it. So what's across the river from you? What's on this other really beautiful lily pad? Peace, love, joy, tranquility, acceptance, release, right? Calm, happiness. And it's okay to want to move to a space for a little while and just to experience those things. Serenity, balance, health, and wellness, right? Safety, peace of mind, confidence, security. I love all of this. And here's the reality. We're all looking for the same things right now. You are so not alone. And we're all experiencing the same things right now. Your lily pad's not that different from mine or from anybody else's here, right? And the things that you want on that other lily pad are things that you deserve. And they're right within your reach. So you're not asking for anything out of line and you're not experiencing anything unique. Hopefully that brings you some comfort just in and of itself. You're here in really good company, right? Okay, so I want you to take a moment. I want you to take a moment. It looks like I'm drinking some really crazy Halloween concoction, but it's some turmeric and ginger. But it looks like green Halloween magic potion or something. I don't know. Okay. So I want you to imagine, and you can imagine taking a step or hopping. I always hop from stream to stream, but you can do whatever feels comfortable to you. Call that other lily pad close to you. Just call it in and let the water just gently sort of bring that other lily pad close to you. And when you are ready, I want you to imagine in your mind, you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open, but I want you to imagine in your mind taking a step forward or hopping onto or leaping toward from where you are right now and all the things that might be happening that are causing fear, stress, anxiety, panic. I want you to imagine when you are ready, take a deep breath and either step forward onto this other lily pad or jump over onto that lily pad, but I want you to make your way. And as you make the move from one space to the other, I want you to be very mindful of not taking your anxiety and your stress and your fear from your current lily pad over there. It's not welcome. Okay. You can always come back here. If you decide you want to be with the stress and the anxiety and the fear, you can come back here. This is a place you can be. But just for a moment, I want you to have the experience of moving away from it and stepping into something else. So when you're ready, I'm going to close my eyes. Are you ready? Take that first step. I like to imagine stepping forward with my left foot or leaping forward with my left foot, and let your right foot catch up. And imagine really taking first steps, new steps onto this new beautiful lily pad. Behind you, you are leaving fear, anxiety, stress, poor self-esteem, not feeling loved, anxiety, all of that. And you are stepping into a space where there is contentment, peace, acceptance, laughter, appreciation, a complete release of fear and anxiety. There's no fear and anxiety here on this lily pad. There is nothing but a sense of overwhelming joy and contentment here. And everything in this new lily pad that you have created, Cindy said she just instantly got a smile on her face. Everything here is designed to support you on this lily pad. Everything here is designed to bring you exactly what you need and to meet you exactly where you are. You don't have to earn this lily pad. You don't have to work hard for it. You don't have to make excuses for it. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. This is your place of peace. Do you feel it? I know it's really hard, and Delphine, I see you. If you can just allow yourself the breath, even just for a hair of a moment, just for a sliver of a moment, if you can allow yourself to just for a moment. Isn't that interesting? New Wave said that her other lily pad had leaks. Your energy is leaking all the time. Part of why I try to teach you at night to call your energy back in is because it leaks. And so you don't even know where your energy is going because you don't realize that there are leaks in the system. That's a beautiful idea. Perry says she wants to start drawing these visualizations. I think you should. And so Dauphine, as you move through that panic, breathe, stay with your breath. If it's hard to take that leap, do it on the exhale, okay? So take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, push yourself past the fear and the anxiety and jump just for a minute. You're safe. You're doing it here with us in this container. So we all are here to hold you and see you. Oh, I love that. Leslie's cat is here with her. Now I want you to notice once you're on that other lily pad, how your energy field shifts to accommodate it, okay? And you might feel lighter, you might feel warmer, you might feel a sense almost of joy or feeling a little bit uplifted. Like your energy, when your energy is buoyant, you feel uplifted. You feel almost like you're floating in the water when you're in flow. When you're stressed and anxious, it's almost like you just are going to sink. Your energy is so heavy that you can't feel buoyant and uplifted. It just is a feeling of heaviness. And so imagine just letting yourself be uplifted, an energy from beneath you uplifting you, an energy from behind you uplifting you, an energy from in front of you uplifting you, almost like angel wings, just surrounding you and lifting you up and pushing you toward this new place that you can go anytime. You can do this in your car, when you're driving and you're feeling stressed, just take a breath and jump into that other stream of energy, because everything waiting there for you is going to align you and connect you with a presence of peace that you may not have felt in a very long time, but it's always accessible to you. It's always available to you. And that might help too. If you're a water person, if water energy is comfortable to you, you might imagine, stepping even into the water before you jump onto your lily pad and letting your body just float, outstretching your arms and laying back and just imagine just letting the water take you. and letting yourself float and be held in the water for just a moment. Again, both of these things, both exercises, no matter which way you do it, is going to require you to surrender. That's why I'm wearing my sweet surrender mala. You have to surrender either way. You have to be able to surrender the fear, the anxiety. That's interesting. Perry says the old lily pad looks dirty and unwelcoming. So take that moment, turn around on your lily pad and look back at where you just jumped from. Like, look at it. You know, are the edges sort of uneven? Is it dark? Is the water murky? You know, does it, on mine, because I'm very clairvoyant, on mine, it's almost like where I was standing, I had been standing there so long that, and I feel like I'm going to cry telling you this, I had been standing there so long that like there were indentations. It's not a beautiful lily pad. It's a, you know, it's anxiety and fear and stress and all those things. My lily pad right now. And when I look back on it, it's almost like I can see like just heavy indentations. Like I had just been standing there, you know, for so long, almost helpless, right? That's what I am seeing. Ooh. So play for a minute. I mean, really, you guys, play for a minute. Stand on this beautiful new lily pad and look around. Let yourself get off of the new lily pad and let yourself float a little bit. Swim maybe past the lily pad and see what else is out there in front of you. See if you can reach out and touch one of the beautiful lotus flowers and bring it into you. And inhale, you know, the beautiful fragrance of it. Let yourself feel the sun on your shoulders and let yourself like just soften and relax all of the major muscle groups in your body. It's interesting, right? As soon as you tap back into that other energy field, you're back there. Even if you don't jump back, all you have to do is tap into that energy field and you'll be back there again. So if you want to stay where you are, stay in this energy field, this place of peace, this place of relaxation, this place of releasing. It's amazing. Now here's a question for you. You ready? Because one option for you is that you can choose to integrate. Instead of going back to the other lily pad, one of the things, I love that idea, Maria, by the way, one of the things you can do is choose to integrate the two. Or you can choose to repopulate. You can choose to stay where you are and call in the energies that need to accompany you to join you in this new place and not go back. It's not like you're really leaving your life behind. You're leaving that energy stream behind. You're leaving the anxiety of it. You're leaving the panic of it. You're leaving the sadness of it. You're leaving the hopelessness of it. You're leaving the emptiness of it. Maybe you don't need to go back there, and you'll be the judge of that. You know, if you want to stay here, well, this is a very real thing. You know, Dawn asks, why so many tears? This is very real. When we talk about energy and these visualizations, this is no joke. Your energy field is a very real thing. What I'm doing is putting language to it to help you see it, but I'm not making it up. It already exists. So when you leave what is an energy field that isn't nourishing you, and you finally experience an energetic space that is nourishing you, that is washing you clean and showing you a new way of being and feeling, it's hard to go back. And why should you? Why should you? I love that. I love seeing the comments, everybody. And I love how you're holding and supporting each other too. This is really, really beautiful. And so I love that. Lady Amaran Sage says, I want to clean the old one. And why not do that too? I mean, there's no wrong answer, right? So maybe you want to go back to now that you know what this beautiful, clean, clear, soothing, supportive, energetic space feels like, why don't you go back and see if you can recreate it? If you want to go back to the other lily pad and see if you can clean that one off and see what the differences are between that space and the current one, the new one that you've jumped to. Is it that the new one has more spaciousness for you? Is it that it's just new and it gives you sort of a blank slate, you know, to paint a new painting for your life? Is that what it is? That you're giving yourself the freedom right now in this visualization to imagine a new way of being in your life? Is that what's calling, you know, to you about it? Oh, I love that. It's beautiful. Janet's beautiful offering, talking about her dad who built a pond with with his grandson and how beautiful that is. Well, and Vanessa says her old one is sinking. And if that's happening, let it go. Maybe it was waiting for you. You know what I mean? Maybe it was waiting for you. It's not going to sink with you on it. But if it needed to go, if this is the time of regeneration of that lily pad, then it's going to go, and you can let it go with gratitude. You know, it served you well. You always have to remember that even the difficult spaces of your life have been in service to you. And so I think it's important to be in gratitude for those. Could be. It's a beautiful concept. Perry says, when my old one is cloudy, I wonder if my perspective is cloudy when I'm on the old lily pad. Isn't that beautiful? And the reality is only you know. It's very possible. Only you really know whether that's the case or not. But if your vision feels clearer here, that's a sign to you, right? That is a sign to you. The clarity comes with peace. Happiness comes with peace. But peace is your birthright. Peace is not something that you have to lay claim to. It is your absolute birthright to feel peace. And no one and no thing should ever cause you to sacrifice that. If someone is taking your peace, all done. If something is taking your peace, all done. That is an absolute deal breaker in my book. You can do a lot of things. You cannot take my peace, and you cannot take other people's peace. That is not your right. And in fact, I think there are karmic consequences to trying to take someone's peace from them, because it is a birthright of theirs. And so you don't have that right to do that. Woo! So beautiful, yeah? Okay, so have you made your choice? Are you going to go back? Are you going to stay here? Are you going to integrate, find a way to bring the two together so that somehow they can come together in this new vision of what's possible for you, what's possible for others in your life too? Well, you know what, Mariah, it's because we're all in the same place. We're all cut from the same cloth. That's why the main message for me always with these meditations, even though each one is different, when you start feeling alone, come here, because you're not alone. When you start feeling like I must be the only one who feels that way, you're just not. And there is a real comfort in hearing that. I think it's really important. And I don't know why people don't talk about that more. But that is the tie that binds us, is that we all end up experiencing and feeling the same things. Are you staying? I'm going to stay in mine too. I'm going to stay on this lily pad, and so here's what let's do. If you decide to stay, if you're merging, that's beautiful. If you decide to stay, that's beautiful. If you decide to go back, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? And Lindsay says, I'll go back when the universe wills it so. And so may it be, right? I mean, it really can be this conversation that you have. Oh, I love that. David says, little bittersweet, lily pads are such a summer thing, and summer grows to a close. Time to make it to the other shore. I love that. Although there's something eternal too about lily pads for me, you know, that I think they're almost ever present too in certain parts of the world. And so this can continue to be a metaphor for you to work with, even if in the past for you, they withered right at the end of the summer season. So if you're going to integrate, let's bless the integration. Spirit guides, great spirit, ancestors who are watching us, bless the integration of our current state and our desired state as we merge them together and meld them together for the highest good of all beings. And for those of us who are choosing to stay in this new dimension, this new reality, this new place of peace, because it feels clean and it feels clear and it feels loving, bless the arrival, great spirit and guardian spirits. Bless our arrival, bless our decision to stay, and help everything and everyone that needs to come into this new space with us, help us to bring them along with us. Help us to elevate them, to work with this new frequency and this new vibration. May it be a blessing to all beings in our lives and in our world for the highest good. And for those who are returning to the original lily pad, bless the return. May the return happen from a place of knowing what is possible, so that you know then how to go back and create something new. Even if you're choosing to leave something new in this moment and go back to where you were. Bless the return. And bless it all, right? I mean, because like I said, as you grow, as you evolve, as you make these choices, as you experience a deeper state of peace, trust me, because we live in a quantum world, Everyone who knows you and loves you is going to be blessed by your willingness to do this work. They will feel it. They may not be able to speak to it, but as you become different, as you become more connected and more aligned and more alive, and if you're crying, let the tears flow. Tears are one of the ways that your body processes energy. Your body doesn't have a lot of ways to process energy that's autonomic, right? And so tears, some people laugh to express energy. Energy expresses itself as heat, especially through hands, feet, and the top of the head. Your body doesn't have a lot of ways to bypass you and express energy. So those are the ways that it uses. So a lot of times that's why we say happy tears, right? Because energy that's flowing through tears is still happy. It's just a different way of energy showing up and arriving. You are so welcome. Thank you, Mariah, for doing this work. Shanora's staying on the new one. Yes, absolutely, Jennifer. I love it. Lori, I think so too. I agree with that. Amen. Cindy says it's been too long. And Dauphine, I love that. So she's going to just kind of doggy paddle between the two. And I think that's good. Just stay there for now. You don't have to commit to anything in this moment. And in fact, one of the things you can do is in dream time tonight, do the little meditation that I gifted you. And as you're falling asleep, set the intention that you'll be shown which lily pad is the one you need to inhabit right now. And then let your spirit guides work with you. Let them show you where you need to go. Oh, I see you. I see you. Kendall says, I needed this. Been grieving the loss of my mom for a year now, and I needed to cry. So it is. I love, love, love. I love this. Love, love, love it so much. All right, so I'm going to extinguish this beautiful candle. I want to thank you for your prayers and your energy. Guides and guardian spirits, great spirit, ancestors who are surrounding us right now, please lift this frequency and send it through us, past us, onto those who need this additional energy tonight. Let the energy that we raise together be used to create sacred and holy space for everyone who needs it, those affected by recent disasters and tragedies, and those who have not been affected, but those who are holding the space nonetheless, and those who are experiencing their own struggles and their own, there are national disasters and then there are personal disasters. And so a lot of times something big on a big scale may not be happening to you, but in your life, it might feel just as severe. It might feel just as important. And so let's be present to that as well. Did you guys enjoy it? I'm so glad. This was sweet tonight. There was a real tenderness to the energy tonight. I had a very maternal feeling coming into this meditation with you tonight, because I really do feel like, when I was doing this meditation with my children and recording it for you, and I thought, do we ever stop really needing the things that we need as children? I don't think we do. I mean, sometimes at night, even I lay there and I think, God, I wish somebody was coming into my room to check on me and wish me sweet dreams and ask me if I want to put anything in the worry box, and I'm in my mid-40s. So I don't know. I think there's always still a need for us to look out for each other and say, hey, what's going on? And do you want to put something in the worry box? I'll hold it for you. I think it's very sweet. It's probably why I have these dreams and fantasies of growing old on a commune with all of you. Wouldn't that be fun? I often actually think that the way I would prefer to live my life is with a lot of people around me. And I think it's because that's how we used to live. We didn't live so sort of isolated from each other. We lived in tribal and communal societies where we could do that for each other. We weren't so far away from each other. So sometimes I long for that a little bit. I really do. Okay. So we are finished with our work here. I want to thank you for your presence. So like I said, this is my gift to you. There's actually two gifts. I wanted to make sure I mentioned it because this is free with orders today too. You saw this, right? The Sanguis Mist. I made this beautiful vetiver dragon's blood perfume called Sanguis, which means blood in Latin, because tomorrow night is the blood moon. So if you say moon in your notes, you're going to get this with any purchase. And if you say peace in your notes, you're going to get this. And you can get both. But it's just for you guys. This is just for cosmic comfort. But you'll end up getting both of those if you order. If you don't need anything, don't order. But in case you did, I wanted to make sure that I was able to send you a little piece of peace in your package. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. It's my pleasure. So I will see you next Wednesday for Cosmic Comfort. We're going to continue since you guys decided that with me this evening. I think that's really beautiful. And I'm just going to continue to feel into what is necessary, what is needed. If you have suggestions, if there's things you'd like to see, or if there's a specific meditation you'd like me to do, go to the event page for tonight and just give me the feedback. I really would love to know what's on your mind. And I want this to continue to be something that feeds you. And so the more you can tell me about where you are and what you need, the better job I can do of meeting that need. It really is my goal. All right, you guys have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for being here. With all my heart, I truly do love each of you, and I see you. And thank you for being part of this beautiful community. Every time we gather, it grows and gets stronger. And I really love that we can see each other through these difficult times. Because as it gets easier and better, we can all celebrate with each other too. That's the best part of it all, I think. You're very welcome. All right. Good night, everybody. Take good care.